guys, it's UnoRaccoon here. I'm just going to jump right in and say this is part 2 of all my fursuits, my progression from 2016 to 2020 in this particular video. If you haven't seen the last video, I would advise you go watch it now if you want to. You don't have to, but it is the part 1 to this video, so it kind of follows on. So I'm just going to jump right into it this time. I've done all my explaining in the last video, so here we go. Right, so again, I'm going to go in chronological order as I did last time. Last video was kind of from 2013 to 2016. This video is going to go from 2016 to 2020, which is now. So yeah, let's get started. So in my last video I just realised I actually forgot to show this suit in particular. So this really should have been in the last video, but I didn't make this one, so I don't suppose it matters too much. This is Queen, the Queen of Hearts fox to be exact. She was made by a maker called Draconic Knight, I think. If anyone knows how to pronounce that, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, feel free to let me know and correct me on that because I'm not too sure. But I think it's Draconic Knight or Draconic Knight. They're an American maker. They've been making for a long time. They're amazing, as you can see. So the Queen of Hearts fox, this is her. She was actually part of a group of fursuiters in 2013 called the Hallow Foxes, which is Halloween foxes. And I remember seeing pictures of those when I was very first into fursuits and fursuit making, and I just completely fell in love with them. Like, I'm a huge Halloween person. Like, I love Halloween so much. And when I saw this group of fursuiters with Halloween-based fursuits, I was just like, oh my gosh, those are so amazing. Like, I really want one of those. So there's a few different ones. There's like a zombie one, like a voodoo kind of one. I think there's a witch, like a spidery one, and like a werefox, I think. Queen is obviously based on the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, which is, that was always one of my favourite stories as a kid as well, so I really liked Queen. But back in the day, like, I never thought I would own any of these, honestly. And I saw Queen go up for sale in 2015, and I had some money saved, because at the time I was still in college, but I was wanting to commission a suit at the time, which I ended up not doing for other reasons, which I'll explain later. I had the money saved and I saw her go up for sale for an amazing price, honestly, for how amazing she is. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to like get this, I need to have this suit. So she came from America, which was a struggle because I had to pay customs on her. That was really expensive, especially when I was younger at the time. It was fine and she's here now, so yeah, she's my only resin suit. I don't wear her very often because I'm very paranoid. Like, I wouldn't wear her to a fur meet just because I'm paranoid that because I'm the kind of person who at a fur meet, I will like run around and I'll end up getting like picked up by someone and stuff like that. So I would not trust myself wearing her at a fur meet. It's okay with the suits that I made myself because I know that they're not gonna break, or I know how to fix them if they do. I worry about her getting broken, but I did wear her to Goth Weekend a couple times. I wore her at the Asylum Steampunk Festival. And she's really well received there because she has the kind of gothy look, which is one of the things that made me kind of fall in love with this character design as well. I love the alternative, like, gothy sort of look. I actually wore her with like a red and white dress, which was kind of like a Queen of Hearts type thing, which is really the only time I would wear anything like that, but that went so well with this suit. She looked amazing. I'll put a picture of that right here. So yeah, I'd really like to do that again, honestly. I'd love to do that again, but it's just finding an event that I can wear her where she's definitely not going to get broken or no one's going to come and like be rough with the suit or whatever. Which people at fur meets are very, very respectful of suits, obviously, because they have suits, which is great. So I'm sure she'll be fine, but it's just me. Like, I know that when I'm with my friends and stuff, I'm very like, I'll run around and I'll like jump about in my suit and stuff, so I really don't want to damage her. So she actually has light up eyes. She's made of resin, as I said. She's got silicone tongue, silicone nose. I love the ears, like, I love how pointy they are. Very sparkly. She's made out of sparkle fur, which is quite hard to come by these days. She's got little heart markings, look really cool. She's got little hearts in her eyes. Yeah, her eyes do light up, although one of them I think is not working. I've literally been meaning to get that fixed for so long, but it's just, I'm terrible with electrical stuff. I don't know how to do it. Need someone to help me with it. So yeah, she's an amazing suit. She's a partial. I have a tail and feet and everything. I don't think I've ever worn the feet out of the house again because I'm scared of them getting wrecked. Yeah, I will definitely wear her again. She doesn't get worn enough. I really, really love this suit and I'm really happy that I was able to get her because, to be honest, I'll probably never buy another suit from elsewhere. So I'm really happy to have her. So this guy right here, some of you might have seen him. I still post him quite a lot online. This guy I made in 2016, summer 2016. This is Ao. He's a tropical tiger. Still very much an active character. He's kind of secondary fursona. I don't know. I mean, he's not me, but he kind of like represents a side of me, I guess. Like I do think of him as a fursona. He's a very positive, very happy, kind of colourful character. Because I'm quite a positive person, or I try to be. So I kind of wanted a character that could portray that sort of positivity and like happy kind of side. So I actually made this guy in college, when I was in college doing just art and design. Could make whatever we wanted for the last project, and my tutors had seen my fursuits, and they encouraged me to make a fursuit for my final project, which obviously I was more than happy to do. Just get to sit in college and make a fursuit, which is exactly what I would be doing when I got home from college. So we had to choose a kind of theme and talk about the backstory. So I chose like a tropical tiki kind of theme because I grew up around a lot of like tiki stuff. Our house, when I was a kid, we always had tiki masks, and I grew up with Crash Bandicoot, which obviously has that kind of theme. So that was really kind of nostalgic, so I had something to talk about with that. So he's a really kind of happy, nostalgic sort of character for me. He's got little palm trees in his eyes. He's got bones in his ears. He didn't have those originally, he had like stretchers, but they kept falling out, so I replaced him with like plushy bones. He's got yarn hair again. Eyebrows which need repainting now. Yeah, he's got a green tongue and lots of teeth. The teeth are a little bit different to how I would make them now, but yeah, I made him in 2016. He's got all the hand-sewn stripes. It took me a while, but I still really like those. Yeah, so I actually do still wear this guy. I've never taken him to a fur meet or a con. I actually wear him like if I do charity events and stuff, because I feel like he's very like, he's a very general kind of character, like he's kid-friendly. He's obviously a tiger, everyone can recognise what he is, so he's very good for that kind of environment where you just need to be a bit more generic and a bit more kid-friendly and like happy kind of character, like a mascot sort of thing. So I always enjoy being him. He's a silent character, so I don't say anything when I'm him. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun at charity events being this character, so I might actually talk about those in another video. So yeah, that's Ao. Took a lot of inspiration from Crash Bandicoot, tiki art, a little bit of like Jamie Hewlett and Gorillas kind of inspiration. You can't really see that with the suit, but when I made the concept art for him and stuff, I was very inspired by those kind of, that art style. He's one of my favourite artists, so yeah, that's Ao. So moving swiftly on. So I made this guy in 2017. This is Bram. Oh yeah, one thing that I will point out, I have made a suit for myself every year since 2013. I'm probably going to stop now, to be honest, just because I don't have the space, and I've kind of built my skills up to a point where I'm happy with it. I'm happy with my suit of Uno, which I was wearing at the beginning of the video. So yeah, that'll probably be it now, but this guy was my 2017 suit. Made him around September. This guy's name is Bram. He's named after Bram Stoker, who is the author of the original book, Dracula. And he's got foam on him there. Need to get that off. So he actually is a Hallow Fox. Obviously I showed Queen earlier. I made my own Hallow Fox as well as buying the character rights to Queen. This is Bram. So every Hallow Fox has a theme. This guy's theme is Whitby, or Whitby Goth Weekend, which is my favourite festival of all time. So his colour scheme is based on the logo, the purple and black, and sometimes they have a red logo on the flyers and stuff. So put a bit of red in his hair. His eyes are made out of plastic baubles, so they have a bit more of a realistic kind of look. Got upside down crosses, the kind of gothy kind of theme. They actually light up as well, but I'm not going to do it right now just because it's daylight, so you can't really see them. But they have LED candles behind, so they do light up in the dark. I'll put a picture of it right here. Again, clay teeth. I was going to replace his tongue and then I just didn't. I might still do it sometime. Did some like painting details on his nose. It's kind of worn out now. To be honest, he needs a lot of refurbishing. His ears, originally his ears were meant to look more like Queen's ears, so a bit more back, but they didn't really turn out the way I wanted. So I might, one day if I have the time, I might take those off and sort them out. Clay piercings, which kind of get worn as well. He's got a little pentagram and an upside down cross on the other side. I was really, really happy with him at the time. He's a bit scruffy now. There's things that I would have done better. He was a little bit rushed, I think, so there's a lot of stuff on him that I would like to do better now, but I probably won't remake him, but I might refurbish him someday. But yeah, maybe. I've worn him quite a lot. I wear him to steampunk events still sometimes. People seem to like him. I know, like, I've noticed a lot of kids like him, which is unusual because he's kind of creepy looking. But yeah, I know I liked creepy stuff when I was a kid, so yeah. He has a fringe. He does have eyebrows, but you can't really see them. So yeah, this is Bram the Gothic Fox. He's actually in a story I'm writing as well. I do a little bit of writing, or I say I do writing, but I normally just sit in front of my computer and think about writing. But he is part of a story I'm working on, so one day I will get that up for people to read, and I'll probably make a video when I do that. So yeah, that's Bram. Is Nextly a word? Is that a word? I don't know. Maybe. Tell me in the comments. So this guy, oh, he's dusty. So this guy has an interesting history behind him. So I actually made this guy in 2017 originally. So this is Cricket. He's a steampunk robot deer. He's a very weird, surreal kind of steampunky guy. I wanted a steampunk suit because I love the steampunk subculture. Like, it's one of my favourite things besides furry stuff. It's like my other thing besides furries, alternative music, and steampunk are like my three things that I'm involved in terms of like events and costumes and stuff. So yeah, I wanted a steampunk suit. I was very inspired by Steam Powered Giraffe, the band, who are amazing. I absolutely love them. Originally, he looked very, very different. Some of you might remember him if you followed me for a while. There is a video of the old version of him. I'll put a picture of it here just in case. So the original version was kind of weird. I had a lot of stuff going on with what I wanted for the design. And when I made it, it didn't turn out exactly that great. I mean, I was happy with it, but it was kind of rushed. People liked it, but he also got a lot of weird, like, criticism because people thought the face was made of duct tape, which it wasn't. It was made out of silver vinyl, so I'll clear that up right now. Yeah, I wouldn't make a face out of duct tape for a suit without covering it in something, but people seem to think I'd done that for some reason. And yeah, people were kind of mean, honestly. I'm going to be honest there. I didn't wear him for a while because I was younger at the time, and it kind of got to me that people were being a bit mean about him, which sounds stupid because now I just wouldn't care. I'd just be like, it's fine. At the time, I didn't want to wear him, so I kind of shoved him on the shelf for ages. But then in 2018, I thought, actually, I can make something decent with this guy, so I'm going to not remake him, I'm going to refurbish him. So this is the original head, it's the original base. But I took everything off. I took off the brown fur that used to be on the back. I took off the silver vinyl that people thought was duct tape. And I changed it to a coppery vinyl, which I think looks nicer. It has more of the steampunk look. Simplified him a little bit and made his fur beige, beige and purple, well, lilac, rather than brown, because I think this looks way nicer. The colours look more consistent, and it kind of fits the theme of like Steam Powered Giraffe and surreal old cartoons and steampunk a bit more, which is what I was going for. Very based on like fairground rides as well, because that's another weird interest of mine. I love fairground rides and arcades and stuff. Colours like his red parts and the blue, supposed to look like dripping blue paint on the sides of his eyes. He's got 3 eyes. They were inspired by fairgrounds and arcades and kind of old abandoned fairground rides and stuff. And his metal face was inspired by Steam Powered Giraffe and steampunk in general. So his personality is that he's like a malfunctioning robot who really, really tries to help, tries his best, but fails. He's very clumsy and weird, but he means well. And he's got old style cartoon eyes, and he's got a clock eye, which he always had, but I changed these to plastic because they were foam as well originally. So these look a lot nicer. And he does light up. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it a little bit. It looks way better in the dark. But again, this was based on the idea of fairgrounds and all the colourful lights. So he's supposed to be a very kind of surreal but very positive, bright coloured character. So these original lights were just white and blue, but they actually broke, unfortunately, because I didn't know how to put lights in when I was younger. So when I refurbished him, I got a new set of lights, put in these multicoloured ones, which I like a lot more because they have more of the kind of fairground feel. And I really like him now. He's kind of hard to see out of, but I still wear him. I wear him to steampunk events. I've worn him to fair meets a couple of times. And yeah, people really like him now after he went through his transformation. So yeah, that's him. So another suit from 2018. If you guys remember the last video, I showed my old version of Crimson. This is the new Crimson. So this was just a remade version of Crimson. I just wanted to see how I could improve from the last one, because the old one is unwearable, whereas my other old suits are still wearable to a degree, whereas he was the only one, well, besides Zippy, he was the only one that was really unwearable, so I wanted a new one. So yeah, same design. I didn't change his design. The only design change to his head is that he now has a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern on his ear, which I wanted to portray more of a Halloween sort of look. So he still has his emo hair. It looks really odd when I do that. Yeah, he's still got all his piercings, except now they're made out of clay rather than actual like key rings and stuff. Still has his eyebrow piercings and his snake bites, which are now also made out of clay, which has more of a cartoony feel. He is a full suit. I'm not going to show it right now, but I'll put a picture of it right here. I didn't use the best quality fur just because I didn't have a lot of money at the time, and also because he's just my suit. He's not for sale and he's not going to be worn really by anyone else. So I kind of don't mind that his fur isn't the highest quality. Obviously on a commission I would use much higher quality stuff, but it didn't really matter for him. But he is, other than that, he is up to the standard of my current kind of standard. He's got plastic eyes, glittery eyes as well. I don't know if you can see it on here. But yeah, not that much to say about him. He did actually, yeah, it was because of him that I got my first theatre job, which I talked about in my other video a few weeks ago, because I was wearing him when I got noticed. I still wear him sometimes. Been to lots of meets, been to lots of festivals, yeah. The only suit I made for myself in 2019, I was doing commissions full time by then, so I made a lot of suits, but only one for myself. This is Ramona. She's a mole rat. She's the only other female character I have besides Queen, which I don't really know why that is. There's no real reason for that. It's mostly just how I feel, what I feel fits the character the most. Most of them look more kind of masculine to me. I don't know if anyone else has made a naked mole rat fursuit. I've definitely never seen one, so maybe she's the only one, or maybe not. Feel free to tell me if you've seen any more. Like, I would love to see, love seeing other people's creations. I made her mostly to practice. I wanted to use a balaclava. So she actually has a balaclava inside the head. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera. But I actually built her on that, and there isn't as much foam on the back. There's a little bit there, because normally my heads would have foam on the back as well, like a bit more sculptured. So she has a smaller head than most of my suits, but it looks fine when it's on. So yeah, she was kind of a weird inspiration behind her. She's really inspired by like the 90s kind of grunge movement, or the sort of like punk era, but the 90s kind of era, rather than 70s or 80s. Oops. I'd never seen anyone make a suit like that. I think there are a few characters out there based on that sort of style, that kind of like fashion music movement. I'm really into alternative music, so I wanted to have another suit that kind of portrayed that. I just wanted to make something a bit more weird looking, kind of push my style a little bit, see what I'm capable of. I've made a few commissions in a similar style. It's kind of a way to branch out. I can do like this style, or I can do my other styles. I have taken on a couple commissions from people who liked this style and they wanted this kind of style. So yeah, she's very much based on like 90s kind of grunge fashion and music and stuff. She's kind of a representation of that and the fact that I'm interested in that. She's very much an active character. I don't know if I'd say she's a fursona, she's just kind of a character, really. I've worn her to a few fur meets. I wore her to Goth Weekend, worn her a few times. Definitely want to wear her again. So yeah, she has yarn hair again. Eyebrows. I love those eyebrows. So yeah, that hairstyle was kind of interesting to make. So she also has removable ear stretcher thingies. She's got a little rainbow one, and also the other one, I can get that back in. The other one is a pumpkin face. I was going to make a matching rainbow one for the other side as well. I haven't got around to that yet. But her nose ring's a curtain ring. Her ear piercings are also curtain rings. They always work well. That's a tip if you want to make piercings. Use a curtain ring. So yeah, she was the only suit I made for myself in 2019. But yeah, I was doing a lot of commissions. She was mostly just to practice and to make a character based around what I was really into at the time and what I wanted to represent. She's a partial. She has a long rat tail and hands and stuff. I'm not going to show them right now, but I will put a picture here. And yeah. And so that brings us on to the last one. This is my suit for 2020. Well, probably, to be honest, probably the last suit I'm going to make for myself for a long, long time. So yeah, it's kind of weird. You see me decapitated now. This is what I was wearing at the beginning and what I wear at the end. Well, what I wear in all my current YouTube videos. So this is Uno. He is me in every way. One thing that I will say is that I normally refer to Uno as a he, which is kind of, I don't really know why, like, because obviously I'm a girl, so like, it's kind of weird that my fursona would be a boy. But really, Uno is kind of gender neutral. Like, it's just whatever. I mean, they're just kind of my mascot character representation of me. So like in most ways, Uno is me. Like in my drawings, Uno represents me and does in the suit and everything. But I don't know. I mean, originally when I first designed him, the character looked more masculine, so I used to say he. But then when they became like my fursona, it's kind of whatever, really. Like obviously out of suit, I'm a girl, but like in suit. You can just call me whatever, I don't really care. Uno is just a thing. Weird kind of other dimension cartoon mascot thing. Isn't really anything specific other than a green raccoon. So Uno's colour scheme is actually based on the Apple and Raspberry J2O originally. A bit of, with the hair and stuff, a bit of like a punk influence, because I wanted something that represents me. So I feel like the kind of cartoony, bright neon colours, because I'm really into old cartoons, like 90s cartoons and old Looney Tunes and stuff. But then also a little bit of like an alternative, like punky kind of style with the hair, and also with the clothes that I wear. Well, I'm wearing Uno is just my clothes, which is sometimes more of a darker kind of alternative style. So I feel like I'm really happy with this character, and I've had Uno since 2014, and I can always connect with this character. Like, this has always been me. So yeah, I finally have a suit. So actually, originally I was going to commission a suit of Uno, and I didn't do that because the makers that I wanted to commission ended up putting their prices up very, very high over time, and I just never had the money at the right time, and it was just never the right time. And now all the makers that I would really like are really expensive. But also the fact that because I've been doing this for so long, I'm happy with my skills now, and I'm happy with how I've been able to make Uno. And I feel like this is what I wanted. This is what I would have wanted from a commissioned suit, and I'm happy with this. So I feel like that's fine. Like, I don't need to commission anyone now. Not saying that you shouldn't commission other people. Like, there are some amazing makers out there, which I would highly recommend. But yeah, I'm happy with this. So yeah, pretty standard kind of style, 2D eyes. I went with the 2D eyes just because Uno's very much a cartoon, like old style cartoon character. Plushy teeth and tongue. They only have one tooth, missing tooth, which kind of represents the like mischievous, adventurous kind of side. Obviously, like I said, the hair is supposed to be like more of a punky kind of darker alternative style, and a little hair tie thingy. Yeah, so those are the spots. Originally were supposed to be bubbles because, as I said, it was Apple and Raspberry J2O that inspired the colours, and also a few other things that kind of inspired them over time. That's Uno. I'm probably missing something I should have said, really. But yeah, this is going to be me now. This is, well, Uno has been me since 2014, but now that I have the suit, this is probably the one I'll wear the most. I'll wear this one in my videos, and I'll wear this one at meets and stuff when they reopen, when everything reopens. So yeah, that's the last one. So that's all my fursuits that I currently own. I've done quite a lot of commissions, so if you want to see my commission suits, check out the other social media links down below. They're all on there. If you'd like a suit of your own, feel free to message me anytime on any of the social media links, and I will get back to you and I will bring your character to life. I hope you liked the video. This is really fun to talk about, honestly. I hope it wasn't boring, or I hope I wasn't rambling too much. You don't have to watch the video if it's boring. So I hope you all enjoyed it. It was fun to make, fun to talk about. I'm really happy with my progression over the years, and I hope that this inspires people to kind of keep going with the projects, whether it's fursuit making or anything else creative, or anything really in life that you want to do, a hobby or a job. Keep working at it and you will get there. You will keep improving. Anyone can improve. I started with a bit of foam and a crappy little bad ventilation head that I could barely wear, to something that I'm really happy with, that looked really nice to me, and to be able to do commissions. So I'm pretty sure my storage on my camera is going to die soon, so I'm just going to wrap this up and not ramble for too long. If you want to like and subscribe, that's very much appreciated. You don't have to, obviously. Hope you like the video. Hope you're all doing well. If you want to see more videos, put me a comment down below if there's anything particular you want to see. I have a few ideas, so I'll probably make another one soon. And I think that's all I need to say. I'm going to wrap this up because my camera is going to die. So I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.